Good morning, students. Hope you are all well and good. Sa panimula, kilala niyo ba sila? Okay, sila ay ang mga Buddhist monks. Yan. Kilala sila sa kanilang Kung Fu, Wak, and sa kanilang diet, which is the vegetarian diet. Ngayon, let us dig deeper into their beliefs. So, ready na ba kayo? Tara na!
Theravada Buddhism. Theravada Buddhism is a major branch of the religion. It means the school of the elder monk. Theravada Buddhism has 150 million adherents or followers in Myanmar, Thailand, and Sri Lanka. Buddhism has been in existence for over 2,500 years and has never experienced any drastic radical schisms in its evolution. As the disciples of Siddhartha Gautama spread his word throughout the various communities, there came a need for them to adapt to local culture, politics, and economics context. And the emerging branches of Buddhism had to become adjusted to the milieu of the place. They may differ on doctrines of Buddhism, but the relationship with other subgroups are generally good.
At ngayon, ating balikan ang pinagmulan ng Buddhism.
The life of Buddha. He was born in 563 BC, known as Siddhartha, the prince of Kapilavastu in Nepal. Buddha's father, Suddhodana, was the king of the Sakyas, and Buddha's mother was named Maya. Maya died 7 days after her son's birth, and the child was brought up by her sister Mahaprajapati, who became Siddhartha's foster mother. The name Siddhartha means wish fulfilled, or the one who has accomplished his goal. It was predicted that Siddhartha would give up all the worldly pleasures and follow a simple life. At the age of 16, Siddhartha got married, and his wife's name was Yasodhara, who gave birth to a son named Rahul. One day, he ventured out the palace and saw suffering, pain, and death for the first time. He felt that one day he would also become a prey to old age, disease, and death. This experience changed his life. He realized that worldly happiness was transitory. One midnight again, Siddhartha left the palace, giving up his wife and young son. Siddhartha spent many years in the company of saints, and finally one day he was sitting under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, a part in Bihar, India. He was blessed with a divine light. This was the turning point as he realized the truth within every human being. The search outside was pointless. After this, Siddhartha was known all over the world as Buddha, the Enlightened One. He was also known by the name Sakya Muni, which meant an ascetic of the Sakya tribe. This awakening was achieved during the night of meditation. which passed through various stages of illumination that Gautama had sought slowly welled up in his heart. In his first stage, he saw each of his previous existences and then understood the chain of cause and effect. In the second, he surveyed the death and rebirth of all living things and understood the law that governs the cycle of birth and death. In the third, he identified the Four Noble Truths. And the final point is called the Noble Eightfold Path. Later, he was known as Buddha and preached, "We will have to find out the cause of sorrow and the way to escape from it. The desire for sensual enjoyment and clinging to earthly life is the cause of sorrow. If we can eradicate desire, all sorrows and pains will come to an end. We will enjoy nirvana, or the inner peace." Buddha died in 483 BC at the age of 80 years old.
Hello again. Kung ang mga Christians ay may sacred text na tinatawag nating Bible at ang mga Muslims naman ay merong Quran, ano naman kaya ang meron sa mga Buddhist? Tingnan natin ito ngayon.
Sacred Scriptures. The early school of Buddhism developed their own unique body of sacred texts. Of these, however, only the Pali Canon, Tipitaka, Tripitaka of Theravada Buddhism survived. Preserved in the Pali language was standard collection of scriptures of Theravada Buddhism. These were as follows. Sutta Pitaka, Discourse. The contents were Buddha's doctrinal discourses, short poems to long prose narratives about Siddhartha's previous lives. Vinaya Pitaka. It contains the rules of disciplines, stories that illustrate Buddhist moral principles. Adhidhamma Pitaka. It's the Buddhist ultimate doctrine. It contains the systematic analysis and categories of Buddhist thought.
May nagtanong na ba sa inyo kung ano ang pinaniniwalaan nyo? Kung ang katabi nyo ay Buddhist, ito ang pinaniniwalaan nila. Pakinggan natin.
The Four Noble Truths in Buddhism. The teaching of Siddhartha includes discourses and the basic tenets of Buddhism, such as the Four Noble Truths and the Eight Noble Path. The Four Noble Truths. The first, it identifies the origin of the problem, dukkha. Suffering can be experienced throughout the different stages of a person's life, from birth, sickness, old age, to ultimate death. The second, this explains the cause of suffering, or the samudaya craving, or desire, tanha. imperceptible thirst of humans to consume things, experiences, or ideas. People will never be satisfied, as they have always wanted more or something else, want something new, or just want to discontinue something. The third, this asserts that there is a cessation or nirodha to suffering and bondage by eliminating craving desire. By dropping bonds of craving, one gets to be released from the fundamental nature of reality. The fourth, this direct an individual to the path or magga, leading to the termination of craving and desire, and to eventual cessation of pain. Likewise, one must avoid self-indulgence and self-torture, since both are pointless. This is the path toward moderation or middle way, aimed at ending suffering. The essence of the Noble Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path consists of the following: the right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Right view and right intention falls under the aspect of wisdom. On the other hand, right speech, right action, and right livelihood falls under the aspect of morality. And lastly, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration falls under the aspect of meditation. Let us discuss each. Right view. In order to have this, one must understand the Four Noble Truths, or the Four Noble Truths, as mentioned earlier. Right intention. In order to attain this, a person must free oneself from ill will, cruelty, and untruthfulness. Right speech. In order to attain this, one must abstain from untruthfulness, tale-bearing, harsh language, and vain talk. Right action. In order to achieve this, one must abstain from killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. Right livelihood. In order to achieve this, one must earn a living in a way not harmful to any living thing. Right effort. One must avoid evil thought and overcome them, arouse good thoughts, and maintain them. Right mindfulness. One must pay vigilant attention to every state of the body, feeling, and mind. And lastly, right concentration. Concentrate on a single object so as to induce certain special states of consciousness. These are the essence of the Eight Noble Fold Path in Buddhism. women in Buddhism. Siddhartha allowed women to participate in the Sangha, or the community of Buddhists. Siddhartha's outlook is very different when one considers the status of women in ancient India as being inferior to men. Both sexes are relevant in society as they share equal responsibilities in their family duties. Dito natin makikita that in Buddhism, gender equality was advocated. It was already included in the teachings during the ancient times. At sa ngayon, ating natutunan muli ang kahalagahan nito sa atin. Hindi lumalamang ang lalaki sa babae, kundi sila ay pantay-pantay.
Yan, ating natutunan ang Theravada Buddhism. Pero tanong, ano nga ulit ang dating pangalan ni Buddha? Tama. Ilan namang noble truths ang kanyang sinasabi ayon sa kanyang katuruan? Okay, mahusay. Ilan naman ang noble path? Tama. Huling tanong, ano naman ang pananaw nila sa mga kababaihan? Okay, napakagaling. Ayan, tapos na ang ating online video lesson sa ngayon. Para sa ating quiz assignment, please mag-visit lang kayo sa ating Google Classroom. Okay? Salamat at paalam!